The Music for Dance project began because I've been working in the world of dance for many, many years now as accompanist and composer for dance at all kind of ages, all levels or scales, for modern dance, for ballet companies. And I decided it'd be nice to make some CDs, because in my travels I found that people, particularly teachers and a lot in schools, were struggling to find music that was useful in class or that was tailor-made for the classes. My experience has been a long one. I've been working with dance for many, many years now, and I began just by experimenting, making sound scores for dance. It depends on the situation I'm working in, of course, the facilities I can work with. A lot of the time, due to budget strictures, I'm working in my own home studio, making work with a computer or recording things. I have a wide variety of instruments from all over the world at home that I like to experiment with, see what sounds I can get from them, and integrate them into a piece. One is always looking for, when you're composing for a piece of dance, you're always looking for the sound texture. What is the texture or the palette that I'm looking for? That's my first thought, and it can be hugely varied. It's not always, is it a clarinet or is it a cello? Is it a coin spinning on a biscuit tin? Is it the sound of dripping water? Is it the wind? Or maybe it's a composite of all of those things. Of course, in the world of modern dance, tends to be a more abstract field, whereas in the world of classical dance tends to be more storytelling. So I have been also fortunate enough to, when working with large classical ballet companies, to work with full orchestra as well. So the palette's very broad. And along the way, I became very interested in also accompanying for dance classes, because I feel that my work accompanying for dance classes really helps to inform my composing work, because I'm continually looking at dance and interpreting it through music. So the experience of the composing for dance, really, I suppose I bring into my classwork, and hopefully that's apparent on the CDs. Music for Dance 4 and 5 are similar in format. The music, of course, on both of them is very different. They have about 11 or 12 tracks on. The tracks on average are about 4 or 5 minutes long, and they vary in style and tempo, so that one might be doing a fast exercise and then a slower exercise, something that's more meditative, or something that's more energetic, or something that's got a jump in it, or something that's traveling from one side of the room to the other, or perhaps a quiet piece of music at the end for a cool down session. The Early Years Volume 1 is specifically geared towards working with young children, and that has many tracks on, and they are for skipping music, for jumping music, for running music, for being a monster type music, for being like the wind or like the air or like water, all of these different things. And they're quite short, and a lot of the tracks have two versions, a shorter and a slightly longer version, so that one could try out an idea and then work on a developed version of it as well. Music for Dance 6 has the title Double Act, and it's called Double Act because it has many guests on the CD. You'll find a variety of instruments. You'll find a cello, you'll find saxophone, you'll find Indian drums, as well as the variety of percussion and piano that I use, my voice as well. And also it's called Double Act because there are two CDs and they're contrasting. The CD 1 is more geared towards the structured class situation, where you have count structures and phrasing and clear rhythms, 2s and 3s, so forth, music for traveling to specifically counted exercises. The second CD is geared much more towards creative work, so the pieces of music aren't in such readily recognizable count structures, but they're written and played more for their atmosphere, so that they'd be useful hopefully for a variety of creative choreographic situations.